This is the Star Wars The Black Series Archive Princess Leia Organa. Now, this figure has already been released in the red line, and this is a sort of a reissue. The archive lines really just reissue older figures, but give them an improved treatment in terms of details and quality and all that. In this regard, we've got a new face painted head sculpt using the new face painting technology that Hasbro employs, and we're going to do a little unboxing for you guys. Okay, looking good. Let's see if we got everything done properly. So she comes with two blasters. You've got the Stormtrooper blaster. Yeah, solid plastic. Some silver highlights right there. Personal blaster, the iconic long barrel blaster that she uses. The figure looks great. I had second thoughts about getting this figure. Not my favorite look of Princess Leia. My favorite has always been Return of the Jedi Leia, both in Endor camouflage and the Slave Leia, or sorry, Fire Spray Leia look. That's Return of the Jedi has always been my favorite, and I do like those looks, but this has always been Princess Leia's iconic look. Just to not have this figure in your collection doesn't really make sense. I did have the red line version as well as the Kenner retro card back, but I sold them off because I wasn't too happy with the head sculpt, and I kind of figured they were going to re-release this in the archive line, and I'm now glad I actually picked this one up. I actually picked up this figure from a local hobby shop called Phil Bars. They used to sell a lot of comic books. Now they're into Funko Pops, and some action figures and all that, some hot toys. Now this is really a good looking head sculpt. It just has a very good likeness to Carrie Fisher's face. Yeah, I'm really liking this one. I'm actually liking the decision that I made to pick this one up. It cost me about 30 bucks. So she comes with this iconic white gown, a robe with the hood. So you could put the robe on top of the head sculpt, and it will stay on. That's actually pretty nice. I do like what they've done with that. It doesn't just flop over and all that, and it probably has to do with the material that they used, as well as the stitching, just to have you do this effect. So very nice. As far as mold degradation goes, so far the articulation is on point. Ball joint right here. The shoulders go in and out, forward and backward. Got the elbows, swivel, the wrists. Yep. One thing that I don't know if she can, oh, she can hold. Can she hold the, yep, she can hold both weapons. She can hold both weapons properly. Yep. I was afraid the grip might be too small, but the legs. Okay. Do splits, forward and backward, thigh swivel. Now, this is a very nice hip cut. It really follows the figure, the curves of her leg. I think they modified that. A much better sculpt than the Marvel Legends. My only gripe would probably be the mismatch of the flesh tone colors. You can see right here that this one is a little bit more pale than this one. This one, I think she's probably had a tan. So it kind of feels like it's a tan line, but still okay. Joints, they still have the pins. This is an older mold, hence still have the pins. The feet go up and down, and the rocker tilt. Not a lot of looseness, so I guess you know, we're getting not too much mold degradation. Can you remove the robe? There's garter here on the mid-rib section. It feels like we're handling a very sophisticated Barbie doll. So very gently, let me see if I can disrobe this figure. Don't ruin it. Okay. I don't want to, I actually, you can pop off the head, but I don't want to do it because I fear the ball joint is going to loosen and it's going to it's going to make the head very loose. So we'll just do it the old-fashioned way. If I can do it. Okay, there we go. The ghost of Princess Leia. Okay, so this is what the figure looks underneath. She is wearing sort of a swimsuit or a workout suit. Nice boots. You can appreciate the boots right now. And like I said, that sculpt, the sculpting on the hips, it really, really matches the contour of her rear end and her lower torso. This is a nice touch. I mean, they didn't have to do this because most of the time she's covered in her gown, but just to add that bit of detail, I'm really liking this. I really like how much extra that they've tried to do to make the figure as realistic as possible. So the flesh tone on the arms, they don't really match up as well. As you can see, the hands are done in the same flesh tone plastic as her hips, and the arms are a lot similar or akin to the legs and the knees. And then the head sculpt, it's a different, it's the same plastic, I reckon, as this one, but they've added that face painting technology, the paint apps right there. That's why it's a little glossy. It's something that they have to work on. I wish they would try and ease off on the gloss for that, but it doesn't matter because the eyes, the nose, the lips, it's really painted nicely. It came out really well, so I don't mind the gloss too much. Hair sculpt, very nice. Not too much wash or shading on it. And yeah, it's a nice body sculpt. And for some comparisons with other Princess Leia figures I have in my collection, we have the Endor Leia in camouflage. You've got the original orange line Slave Leia or Fire Spray Leia. And then we have the Yavin Power of the Force exclusive Princess Leia. This was also done in the regular release, but this is the regular release. And you can see the mold that I mentioned, the hips and the legs, they're very, very similar to these two releases, particularly the Yavin ceremony Leia. I love that. I love this mold. I'm glad they've carried it over. They've modified the arms to have double jointed elbows. I do love that. So if they can find a way to marry these molds and come up with a better version of this figure, I think that would be great. If Disney has trouble with the name or the description of this figure, they can always rename it as Return of the Jedi, Princess Leia Organa in disguise at Jabba the Hutt's palace. That could be, I think, a solution so that they don't have to use the word slave or prisoner or whatever. I wish Hasbro and Disney would come up with a deal and give us a better version of this figure, because this one really needs an update, particularly that head sculpt. And so some final thoughts on this Star Wars The Black Series Archive Princess Leia Organa Episode 4. Princess Leia. I love this figure. It's definitely one of the purchases I was glad I did. Definitely a welcome addition to my collection of Princess Leia. The figure is going to get a 10 out of 10. It is the most perfect version of this figure. I absolutely love it, and I cannot recommend it enough. If you have not picked up this figure, or if you're deciding whether to do so or not, since you already have the previous versions, I suggest you get this one and then just dispose of the previous figures, because this is the most definitive Episode 4 Princess Leia Organa in the Black Series. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think of this Star Wars The Black Series Archive Princess Leia Organa. Hit that notification bell so you never miss out on any of my latest video reviews. And if it's your first time here, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.